Hi, it's Takasi Panisi, Monday, July 13th. It's about 8:38 a.m. Again, I'm wearing that my only pajama, my turquoise gown that you've seen me wearing on my other videos. Earlier, I went to use the restroom and didn't brush my teeth or wash my face. Feeling, I don't know, it's another beautiful day, wonderful day, but I haven't decided if I'm going to go to the DMV to check on getting my new ID with my um, updated address, to get a physical card with the updated address or not, or if I'm just going to be gentle to my body and just stay home. So I haven't decided that. But earlier I got up, and after using the restroom, I was doing like what my ego, what I normally do. Typically, I don't watch YouTube or TikTok until like the latter half of the day or towards the evening, or like, but definitely I usually don't do it too much on the morning. But I was looking at YouTube, looking at TikTok, and it kind of surprised me on TikTok that a video that I guess I had attempted to post on TikTok and then forgot about it because it was too long or something, and then I just it was on YouTube, but it wasn't on TikTok. So I was kind of surprised when I checked on my profile this morning. I saw I have like four posts on TikTok, and really I should only have two posts. So I clicked on one of the other two, and it was that post that I had attempted to previously, but because of the time, I decided not to. But somehow, I guess it like finally finished loading, I guess, and it appeared. And then the other video was just the same one. Um, so there's the two additional posts on TikTok is actually just one additional, but it just like for some reason it posted two times. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just leave it there. But that was kind of strange that how it appeared there. So I watched TikTok and then watched YouTube, and I was, that one that I clicked on TikTok, to see what it was, and I listened to the whole post that I did, and kind of just listened to it, and then I realized like my last post, what I had posted about on TikTok, on YouTube too, since I've copied it there, and I guess I do have a big mouth. And one of the things is the reason why I stopped making content was because I was waiting for that opportunity, waiting for that billionaire, waiting for that millionaire, waiting for someone in the industry that has the capability to give me the opportunity to speak my truth, to speak my views of the world and get heavily compensated for it. And I said, I would stop making content, and part of it was also like my body. Now it's okay, but like then when I made that statement, my body was physically tired, like really physically drained, exhausted, which was kind of a shock to me because it's like I ain't been running no marathons, I ain't been doing no manual labor, you know. but my body at that point had been physically drained, exhausted, tired. So, but it's been weeks since then. Obviously, I haven't gotten an offer. I haven't, and so, and also part of the reason why I stopped making content was because I don't like who I become since I started. The one aspect that my ego plays a lot in since I started making content on TikTok and YouTube, and also on Twitch, which I no longer do, but I still have an account in on X. I didn't do content because I don't have the ability. The I didn't want to pay the funds to like post video content on there. But like I don't like who I become, and it's not who I would become, but an aspect of me which everybody in the world has. Everybody in the world has that aspect that they want to be seen, they want the attention. Though we all say, no, I don't want the fame, no, I don't want the attention, but every human being in existence, there's a part of us that desires that. And we can deny it all we want, but it's built in our DNA, in the way we are created as a human being, that we have this desire for attention. Though, many would be like, no way, I never want it. Look at the life I've lived. But everybody has that instinct, just as everybody has the instinct to kill, to be lustful, to be destructive. We all have that capability, but whether we act upon it or not is another thing. Like, we can see it, acknowledge it, or it's not part of who we are, who we consciously choose to be, so then it never comes into existence. But for me, because probably the reality is, if I never created a TikTok, I had previously created had a TikTok, but I was just doing it because I was kind of confused when I heard people talk about it and not knowing what they were referring to. So I created an account just to see what people were talking about, and I saw it, and I would, like, every once in a while I would go on there, and then that was it. Basically, I didn't go to TikTok until we created another account, because my desire to get a platform and have somebody give me an opportunity to get paid for speaking my truth and my views about the world. But what I'm referring to is, I don't like that aspect of my personality that once I created it, I'm like looking onto YouTube to see like how many views I've had. On TikTok, I'm looking onto TikTok to see how many followers I have now. And now I'm kind of like, honestly, I'm amazed that I have so many followers on TikTok, because previous I only had like the 2 posts, and it was one post for a long time. So I'm kind of like confused and just wondered, like, are people so bored? Are people like really so bored that just sorry, I had to look like, me, the running nostrils, dripping nostrils. It's like, really, that'd be interesting to find out why my nose does that. But like, it's like, oh, you can't tell, but like yesterday I did get my hair cut. I think it's the most expensive haircut I've had in my life. It looked more attractive yesterday. Now, because I didn't comb or take a bath or shower, so it doesn't look as good as it looked like yesterday. But I like it that I don't have to worry about putting it up in a in a bun or whatever, because my arthritis is acting up really strongly, so I don't have the capability to put in a little scrunchie. And then so it's nice that it's there and it's away from my face. So yeah, perfect for a lazy slothful person like me. But getting to it is like, I don't like that aspect of me that, looking at my followers, and then yeah, like I'm frankly really confused and like about why I have so many followers, above 100. I think I have 130 something followers on TikTok. I'm really amazed at, grateful, mind you, but I'm amazed at why I have so many followers, because I only posted like two and now it's three or four, but really just three posts. Why I have so many followers. And sometimes I see it's like somebody like, I don't even think they even viewed my profile, because if they viewed my profile, then they would have the like look at my videos, and then that could make sense that maybe they like something that I said in one of my posts. Or but a lot of times it's just like they liked a comment I made on somebody's page, and they became a follower. Like it's easy to become a follower. You click on it, it's easy to unsubscribe and not be a follower. Like a lot of times when I've been, like when I go on TikTok, let's be honest, I've just been intentionally looking for comments about me, what I think are about me, right? Reality, whether they're about me or not, but when I look for comments that I think about me, so I'm intentionally scrolling with a purpose. But I will go to around, so then I feel like then a lot of times I'll just give hearts, because everybody's looking for something. Everybody's attempting to do something, whether good, evil purposes, but there's something that they're attempting on TikTok, right? That a lot of people are looking for fame. Like me, I'm not looking for fame. I'm just looking for given opportunity. But a lot of people are selling stuff, product, service, a lot of themselves. Some people are like looking for love or looking for things. People they are lonely and they want to share. They want people to communicate with. It's kind of, for me, it's like it seemed like it would be more real if they actually connected with like live human beings, instead of like an interface here where you're connected to somebody on the other side of the screen, where they're like 5 miles from you, or 5,000 500,000 miles away from you. I don't know, but it seems like it would be simpler or better to actually connect with a live person near you. But it's also, in looking at TikTok, there's so many people on YouTube that have connected like across thousands of miles, and have become connected otherwise, and that was through social media. So there's positive, but I don't like that aspect of me. But anyway, going back, so I would click on those followers, and now like when I see I have a new follower, I'll intentionally click on their link, not to follow them, but just to look and see what this person is, why. Like, and a lot of times they're like, they don't have any videos, or they're private, and they don't do their little blurb about who they are. They just have addresses or whatever. So that kind of makes it a little confusing to me, because also now I've been made aware that a lot of like the pictures that come on are like AI, or other images. They're not the image of the person whose page it actually is. It could be all built up, so that makes it, so I'm just kind of like confused a lot of times, wondering like, people are so bored that they're just like but anyway, so I have like 100+ followers, but a lot of times when I go on TikTok, I'll just give hearts, but there's a couple times though that I honestly can't give a heart, because I don't know how to respond to the message that's being given. I don't quite agree, don't not agree, but I don't feel that I can give a heart. Most of the time I just give hearts, and also I noticed I've been getting also a lot of, I responded to like a lesbian woman who had a post, and I responded to it, and then after that, I guess because of her followers, I've gotten a lot of comments or a lot of responses from lesbian couples, and I guess, and also for gay couples too. I've gotten a lot of content from that too, so it's quite interesting listening to the stories. But I guess that's because I made that one response to that woman who's a lesbian. And if I hadn't made that response, I wouldn't have gotten the exposure, so to speak. So at first, I was kind of like, wow, why am I getting all this? But then I'm like, oh, well, it's beautiful. And I say this, it's just because I was raised in an environment where homosexuality was seen as something to be made fun of. I come from Tonga Island, and I came when I was 5, so I don't know how homosexuality was viewed in Tonga then when I was a child. But here, like, I had a relative who was, I guess, what you call a homosexual. He lived with his sister and her children, and honestly, he was made fun of. And for my experiences in family, I had another relative, is that though they're so-called accepted, they're made fun of, they're mocked. Maybe like that my Tongan community will be like, no, we don't treat our whakaleiti. That's what they use, the word whakaleiti, like a lady. But honestly, what I've seen is they're mocked. Yeah, they're loved, but they're mocked. They're made fun of. So, and the one man that I'm talking in particular that lived with his sister and her kids, like, was working at McDonald's. Such a loving, beautiful soul, but he was mocked. Even his nieces and nephews mocked him. I don't know if he ever actually had someone that he loved, but he was living with them, his sister, most of his life. And then when his sister passed away, his nieces and nephews didn't want to take care of him, and the ones that wanted to take care of him didn't have the ability to take care of him. So he was left alone until a relative took him in. Kind of ironic, like across the house that his sister owned. The house of our relative was just across the street, just across the street, and he was given a home there until he passed away, moved into the next existence. So I grew up in that kind of environment, and then of course, like typical, I don't know about third world countries, but in there it was like, it was seen as something. It wasn't seen as something like good. It wasn't seen as something okay. It wasn't seen as something accepted. So it was kind of like frowned upon. And then for lesbian, it was homosexuality. I had a direct experience with lesbian. I didn't have any experience, like direct experience with people in my life that I knew. It wasn't until I became an adult that I found out that one of my nieces, Longo, was gay, was a lesbian. That was my first experience, and I remember I hadn't seen her in a while, and it was my niece Mela's 21st birthday, and Longo happened to come there, and I wanted to kind of talk to her. The whole thing is, I wanted to let her know that I was accepting of her as a lesbian, that I loved her. It didn't change how I felt about her, but because you can imagine how awkward it would be with her. I hadn't seen her since she was like 11 or whatever. I didn't know what was going on in her life, and then to have me approach her, and I was like curious. I wanted to ask her about her journey as knowing when she was a lesbian, but like You can imagine how strange that was, but really that was what I wanted to let her know that I loved her, but somehow I think, I don't know, either she did it, she avoided me, or I said something and it totally set off. But like, yeah, that was my extent of lesbian. And then when I was still working for State Compensation Insurance Fund, I had my own apartment on the second story, Warburton Avenue in Sunnyvale. I had my in Santa Clara. I had my own apartment. I was enjoying life, working, living by myself, cooking for myself, doing my laundry, decorated my little one-bedroom apartment by myself, and life was wonderful. I was volunteering at the church I was going to. Where I would, after certain days in the one day a week, I would drive these females who had been incarcerated but were released and were kind of like a halfway program before going back to regular society, I guess. And I would bring them, drive them from where they were staying at to the church, and we would do activities. And then afterward, I would drive them back home. Life was going wonderful. I had my friends, and then at this church I was going to, I met this Chinese woman, single. I think we were the same age, or she was like a couple years older. We started talking. We became friends. And I'm not sure if I invited her to my apartment. We were talking, and I'm very curious. I was asking, like, well, do you have any boyfriends? And she wouldn't talk and whatever. But I was like, very, we were going on trips. Not trips, but I think we went to eat lunch, and we were like, I really enjoyed her company. And I was going to introduce her to my friends, a group of girlfriends. And I think I came one time, we were having a gathering, and I said, Shashi, and I was saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to invite my friend, I forget her name now, I'm going to invite her friend. And I know she had gone with me. We had gone to see one of my nieces, like Polynesian recital, like Hawaiian dancing. So she was very nice. I enjoyed her company. So I was telling my friend Shashi, oh, Shashi, I'm going to invite. And then out of nowhere, Shashi tells me, like, Doa, you stupid. She's probably like a lesbian. She's probably interested in you, Doa. Like, duh. Doa, like, you're an idiot. Like, she's probably like, and I was like, that had never, honestly, that had never entered my mind. I just thought she was a nice person. Quiet, I tended to do all the talking, but quiet's enjoyable. I enjoyed her company. And then when Shashi said that, I was like, what? Like, that never, like, I was thinking about it. No. But then I was thinking, like, well, she never talked about her boyfriends or whatever. But then I was thinking, but I've never had a boyfriend, so I'm not a lesbian. So just because you never had a boyfriend doesn't mean that you didn't, whatever. But I was like, that comment from Shashi, like, just like, wow, I never thought that. And then for some reason, I guess, and I was thinking about this, and then she called me like the following day. I think it was a Sunday, and I was just chilling at home reading, being a couch potato sloth, which I naturally am, my inclination. I was just reading, and she called me and she said what I was doing, and then I said, I said, oh, I'm just being lazy reading, not doing anything. And then she said, do you want to go to San Francisco? And I was like, oh, okay. And then I go, well, what are we going to do in San Francisco? And then she said, like, oh, well, the gay parade is going on. And then, like, something clicked in my mind, like, something clicked in my mind, and I was like, like, so Shashi was right. Like, I was thinking this in my mind. So Shashi was right. Like, and reality is, come on. Reality is, like, people go to gay parades, not because they're gay. They could be gay, but also because they just want to go see how people dress up and see the environment, like a parade, period, right? People like to go to parades. So it could have been that, but like my mind was like, ding dong, Shashi was right. That's what I was thinking in my mind. Shashi was right. She must be interested in me. And then I was like, no, I think I'll just be lazy, but thank you for the offer. And then I hung up. And then after that, guess what I did? I avoided her. I avoided her. Like, I think I did. And the thing is, we went to the same church. So I don't know if I stopped going to church, or I don't know what I did to like avoid her. But like, when I think about it now, like, you know, when I think about it now, is that, possibility that she was 50-50, but I would say 60%, 70% that she probably was a lesbian. But the thing is, she was a wonderful human being. Like, I wish, well, I didn't have the mind and the knowledge I have now, is that I would have just like been upfront with her and told her, like, are you a lesbian? And then when she answered, then I go, I'm not a lesbian. I don't know. Well, I did tell her like how, I think I did share like how I had crushes on guys, but I never had the nerve, and nobody ever approached me. So I think I'm not sure, but like, what I should have done, in hindsight, duh, everybody is a genius when you're in hindsight. But like, what I should have done was, if I had been emotionally mature and like hadn't been like an idiot. Like, I should have said, are you a lesbian? And then I said, I may not have conveyed it to you, but I'm not a lesbian, but I would certainly like to be your friend, just as long as you know that I'm not in it sexually. I'm in it as a human being, as a friend. I enjoy your company, right? That's what I should have done, but I didn't, because I wasn't emotionally stable. The fact is, I wasn't sure who I was, not meaning my sexuality, meaning who I was as an individual. Like, I couldn't answer that question. If you asked me then, who are you? I didn't have the capability or the awareness of to know who I was, because I hadn't done any work really on that aspect. So yeah, so that's where like that kind of comes from. And then I remember, this was like probably years before that, I had gone to take a haircut, and me, like, I'm lazy sloth. So I went to get a haircut, and I just told, like, simple whatever. So I got a haircut, and I guess it kind of looked like a butch haircut, so to speak. So I come out, and my sister Falada, my younger sister's watching, and she's like, oh my God, you look like a lesbian. She's like, you look like a lesbian. And she turned me as a lesbian just because of my haircut. Like, I guess it was like a butch haircut. And I was kind of like, at first I was like, I look like a lesbian. Then I was like, forget it. I like the haircut because it was simple, easy. That was my basic. So yeah, so that's kind of like where my lesbian knowledge kind of stemmed from. So I guess when I saw that I had all those followers or whatever that were lesbian, there was a part of me that kind of like, why? But then it's that not knowing. But no, I'm totally like, everybody is a beautiful divine soul, and sexuality has nothing to do with your beauty or your divinity. That's with the individual, and some people are just born that way. And I say some people, majority of people are born that way with their sexuality, whether they're placed in the correct body or not. But also, I feel like some people, and probably I'll get like, well, I don't get many views, so I won't get any rants, but like, there's some people that just choose to say, like, they're not one way or the other. They just choose, they're not born one way and have a whatever. Some people just constantly choose, like, to be a certain way. It's not that they were born that way, though a majority of people are born that way. Some people just choose to be bi, like, have male sexual friends and female sexual friends. And I don't see that it's a problem. Like, I don't get why people are so like, how can you be bi? Can't you be one? Like, that's that person. Like, whatever stuff comes with being bi or being gay or gay or being lesbian, that's like them. They're the ones that are gonna have to deal with it, that live with it. I don't know why people get so agitated when it's none of their business. The reality is none of their business. Like, I don't get why people like have to create laws and make all this hoopla when it's none of your business. You ain't like, you don't like their lifestyle, you ain't living it, so why does it bother you? As long as they're living their life and they're not doing anything to harm another human being's life, freedom of choice, right? Let them be. It's like people make much more. A lot of the troubles that we have in this world ain't caused by anybody else, it's caused by ourselves, like sticking in our attention on what shouldn't be our attention. Our attention should be always on me, me, me. What's making me happy? What's making me joyful? And if I'm not joyful, what can I do to change it, right? It's like we so focus so much on others, but like, come on. It's like, that's my little explanation why I felt like about the seeing that. But like everybody is, it's just because I haven't been exposed to it. You know, everybody has the right to love, right? But I did see, I'll just have to say, I did see one TikTok, and I definitely didn't put a heart on it. It was a man holding his little boy. Like the little boy looked like 3 or 4 years old. And he was saying to wish him congratulations because his son is about to undergo his first transgender surgery. So that, I'm sorry. That to me is something that should be done when the child is fully capable, aware, and able to make his own decision. That's my opinion. It's like he's only 3 or 4 years old. And yes, there are some like that are born. Like I say, my nephew Christopher Panisi, when he was born, he talked and acted like a little girl, even if there was a little boy, and he had to be, curly black hair that usually stayed here up until he was like 4 or 5. I say curly hair, and his tone, his temperament, his temperament was that of a girl. Very, what I would say girl, but just very soft, gentle. Like I put that gender on it, very gentle, soft. So he calls himself bisexual now. And you could tell that from when he was a child. Like, and so when his parents kind of refused to accept that knowledge that he was like gay or right, it was like he was been that way since he was born. We all see on it, we all seen it, and when they flatly deny it to your face, it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like some people are just so in denial. It's right in your face. Like, how can you deny it? Everybody else sees it. How can you say it's not so? But again, like, we like to create our little delusions in our mind, which a lot of people do in this world. But yeah, that just don't make sense. So yeah, but that man holding his child proudly in his arms, and like the child is like 3 or 4 years old, and saying that, oh, congratulations, he's gonna do his first transgender surgery. Like, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Oh my gosh, it's that programmed, my self-programmed, like, to apologize whenever I'm being myself, whenever I say what I believe, and I have to apologize for being me. Like, oh my gosh, see how horrible I've become, that I've allowed myself to brainwash myself, that every time I'm going to be me and say what I believe, that I have to apologize. So if I do this, think about the world, like people that don't say sorry, but every action in their life is apologizing for being them. Like, oh my gosh. So I'm not sorry, but I don't personally approve and think it's right for this man, this father, to make a decision for his child, 3 or 4. And the reality is that child is, when he becomes adult, possibly 50% might say, yeah, I've always been so great, wonderful dad. But the other possibility is no. So I think, for me personally, Tokase Panisi, think it is wrong for that parent to make that decision for their child, because even though that's their child, they don't have the right to make that kind of decision, such a important decision. They don't have the right. Only one person has the right, that individual. So wait until that child becomes fully an adult and can make that decision for themselves, to make that change. You do not have the right as a father to make that decision. I don't care who you are. You do not have the right to make that kind of decision, though I guess it's allowed because he's doing it. Like, that's what law should be made of, like, to not allow parents to make decisions like that. Wait until that child becomes an adult and then they can make that decision. Don't make it for them. That's not your right. But that's just my opinion. But like, yeah, I just wanted to say that I feel that is so wrong. How can he make that decision for that child? That's something that child needs to make when they become an adult, and then they can go ahead and make those decisions, whether to have the surgery. That's not the parent's right. The parent has a right to feed and clothe and shelter and educate. But decisions like that, life-altering decisions like that, bodily decisions like that, no. If it's not to conserve life, to save life, they don't have the right to do that. But I guess the law allows them to do so. That is like crazy. But that's just kind of like how this life is, right? Like earlier I saw a YouTube video about a man saying that, a lot of the fruits and veggies that we have are now seedless. And the whole point is that gets to the point that people won't have the ability to grow their own fruits and vegetables because there's no seeds. And only the people in the know-how and people in control who make fruits and vegetables, grow fruits and vegetables with synthesize or, created without natural seeds, natural fruits and veggies, right? So that they can control the growth. Nobody will have the ability to grow their own fruit and vegetables. It has to be given by the people who control. So that's like very, like when I heard that, I thought it's like very scary, but so true. And also like I think of those human beings or the beings in control who are making these decisions that will affect billions of children who aren't even born yet, who aren't even a concept in their parents' minds, that they're making that choice for them. Like, how cold, how calculated. It's almost like it gives like the feeling of reptilian, like cold and whatever, right? But it's just like, that's how the world is nowadays. Like, that a parent can make a decision for their 3 or 4-year-old child to have transgender surgery and think that that's okay. And that creating fruits and vegetables with no seeds to control humanity is okay. That's what this world is. But at the same time, this world is so beautiful. If you see the beauty in it, it's so beautiful. Nature, interaction of humans can be so beautiful, or it can be so destructive, vindictive. I don't know, just part of my ego that just wanted to speak. But getting back to the whole, yeah, like that aspect of my personality that likes to read the comments and see how many views. I don't like that aspect of me, because reality, it doesn't matter how many views I have or don't have. It just matters that I know who I am, that I know what I value, that I continue to live a life of truth and honesty, that I treat others the way I want to be treated, though I have to say I have a low tolerance for BS. And before, like previous, I would like try to get into arguments or show my point of view. I've gotten past that. Now when I see it, I just choose to exit. I choose to remove myself, because why waste my energy on it? Because a lot of times, well, not a lot of times, majority of times, it don't matter what I have to say, because people have an ingrained belief, and it don't matter what I have to say. So it's just be me hearing my voice and wasting energy and effort, when I could remove myself and go and read a Chinese online novel, listen to some music, go perusing menus of foods that I would like to eat, think of wonderful things, think of my own throne, decorating my own little niche when it comes. Like, life is so beautiful, but you just have to appreciate it. And a lot of times I've seen videos of TikTok, especially, of people that have like a blemish on their face, or a birthmark on their face, and I just want to say, let's get real. There's people out there who are born deformed, like look like elephants. Like I talked about, there was a little boy that looks like a elephant that is asking for money for surgery, and I had reposted it to my followers in the hope that people with the capability could help finance that surgery for that little boy. But I recently saw yesterday, like this was of a woman that looked like literally like a elephant to me, and like eating, and like, you know, like seriously, I said it in a previous post, like, oh, I didn't say it, like when I was like 15, 16, 15 up to my 30s, but especially in my teens, like felt so ugly with my acne and everything, and unloved and ugly and so shy, and self-esteem was low. Like if I had seen those videos, if I had known that there were people existed that were born that way, that would have been the end of my self-pity. That would have been the end of my low self-esteem, because how dare I dare to have low self-esteem when people like that were born that way, and they are living life so courageously. Like honestly, if I was born that way, I'd be one of those people like didn't want to leave the house. I just want to die, right? But those people, that little boy, so courageous and living life, like if all you have is like a birthmark, it's like, suck it up. There's people that have it so much harder than you, and they're living it courageously. They're not whining and complaining about it, so suck it up. If you feel you're ugly, you're ugly. It has nothing to do with what's on your face. It's how you feel about yourself. Like, that's what I want to say to like those TikTokers that are like complaining about this and that. It's like, and there's people that like weren't born that way, but like through accidents, they were saving something, circumstances, action, and they got burned, or something fell on them and they got an accident, and their bodies, their faces deformed, their bodies deformed. They no longer look like a normal, so-called normal human being. they're out there living life, doing the best they can, hoping to be an encouragement for others to realize that life ain't so bad. So many people like that, and I would have known him, but for TikTok, really, not so much on YouTube, but TikTok gives exposure, gives people that ability to share what they're living through, and in the hope of, getting money to help them in situation, which is good. And also to share, like, hey, you think you're having a bad day? Look at me. Look at what happened to me, but I'm still living. I'm still alive. So if I'm still living, I'm still jiving. What the heck are you complaining about? Like, suck it up. Realize how blessed you are. Like, that's what I want to say to those many TikTok people that are posting and whining about that blah, 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 blah. Take a look at those other TikTok posts. People who were born that way, people who had things happen to them. And then there's also, I guess, some people, I know, cancer, a lot of whatever, but like that did them to themselves, like through drugs or whatever. So those people I don't necessarily have so much compassion for, because they did it to their own body. Yeah, it's different when it was an accident or whatever. It's different when you were born that way. But when you did it to your own body by the choices you made, I don't have so much sympathy or compassion for you. I love you, but I don't have much sympathy or compassion because you chose to do those acts. Yeah, you chose it. Nobody done put a gun to your head to force you to do that. So yeah. And also, coming back to that part of me that I don't like is that desire. So I guess I'm going to be making more posts. And I guess it might get to the point like I just had this haircut yesterday, and then I tipped her like $100, and I bought 2 hair products. The thing I don't like about like taking care of your body and stuff is that it's different things. Like, before I'm like as long as I have my deodorant, my soap, my shampoo, I'm good, my toothpaste, right? But then when you got to take care of your hair, like I had this haircut and told that I need something strengthening, whatever, 2 products. So that's an additional 2 regime that I have to add to my like lifestyle in the morning, which, I'm lazy. Like, that's the thing. It's like so much more. And then I also have a face wash that I bought at Sprouts to wash my face in the morning and evening. And then also a facial moisturizer, which is not so bad. It's a tiny little bottle, 2 little bottles. But like adding on the 2 things for the hair, it's like, wow. It's like, can we just be beautiful and just leave it like that? So I spent like, got those 2 products, got my haircut, most expensive haircut I've ever gotten in my life so far. And then 2 products, and I tipped her $100. So I probably spent like $600 on that. I know I can hear somebody, lady, you're living the homeless shit. Yeah, $600, and then my guitar classes, whatever. So I'm realizing that 1,569 is wonderful and great. And when I get my little abode, it'll be wonderful and great. But like, since like the opportunity to speak my truth, to get paid heavily compensated, opportunity to get heavily compensated speaking my truth and my views about the world ain't coming. The life is still moving. I'm realizing that to do those things, I occasionally have my haircut, and to continue taking my guitar lessons, singing lessons. I stopped the swimming because my inflammatory arthritis had gotten so bad that I would need help putting on my swim top and removing it. So I've nixed it. But good thing they offer that they gave me credit, and so when inflammatory eases up, I can do that for myself. I can resume my swimming classes. But definitely I have my guitar class and my singing lessons. So I'm realizing that since there ain't no job coming offer, that TikTok might have to be the way for me to earn some moolah to moolah to actually pay once I get my little place to live to pay for like that. It's like about $500, 560 a month for my guitar lessons and my singing lessons. That I might actually have to rely on TikTok to earn income, but I'm not like be like subscriber all that. I'm just like, I guess if I gain a certain number of views, I might get compensated just for the views. So I'm thinking about it, but like really like to intentionally like do this. I was doing this intentionally just to get noticed, to get an offer, but now I have to think about it to intentionally do this to get people to like me and follow me, like too hard. So I think I'll just say it. I'll just keep making videos of the things I want to talk about, because I do have this big mouth that really, I'm not kidding when I say like literally like I would have like, I thought I had lockjaw, like I would have like pain in my mouth, like, and as I've been speaking, like that lockjaw is like eased up, like, so like universe or ism is like saying but I do have a big mouth. I was given a purpose. What's the purpose of a big mouth? To talk, 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 and eat, eat, eat. But I wonder if I could measure like the size of my mouth. Like you measure what's a typical size, and like, do I really have the size of a big mouth? But anyway, that's all. Just so this is just like for my ego, and also to relieve the pressure on my jaws. Without taking anything naturally. So I guess my symptoms are like locked jaws, pain in my jaws, but the relief from it, the solution is to speak, speak, speak. So I guess I'll be speaking more post. With the intention like getting some views so that I could get some moolah. I guess I wonder how much I would have to figure out. Like maybe I should go to like Grok and ask like if I want to earn like let's put it in like if I want to earn $600 a month from TikTok, how many views do I need to get to earn $600 from TikTok? Yeah. After this, like later on the day, I will like ask Grok that and find out what the answer is. But that's all. The, actually, this was just like ego. I just wanted to talk, 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 and post. And au naturel, au naturel. Like I wonder, like if I actually get a different nightgown or pajamas, like people would be so shocked. Like, oh my God, she actually got another. But nah, this is comfy and it's fine. And I'm being very intentional in buying the clothes. Like now I have a suitcase and it fits all my clothes, but like I have to give away one dress, which, I want to keep everything intentional that I wear every day, not like how people like have dishes that they keep for company or have clothes that they wear for certain occasions. So, since I have no occasions, I wear dresses whenever I feel like it. And that's why I started wearing dresses also, besides the easiness of my inflammatory arthritis, but also the fact that I never had any weddings or occasions to wear dresses to, and I miss wearing dresses. So that's why I started wearing dresses. So yeah. So I just want to say thank you for listening to me. And I know reality is like probably like only like one person listened to the whole 53, 54 minutes, and the rest just saw my post, came up, looked at my face, and like swiped it up, which is fine. But thank you. And if you are listening and you watch part of it, watch it to this point where you hear me say, I thank you, I love you, I don't know who you are, I'll probably never meet you, and I'll probably never know you. Watch my post unless I meet you and you tell me that you watch my post. But I appreciate you, I love you, and I hope that you realize you are truly beautiful, that all you need in this world is to know who you are. Answer that question, who are you? Know that you're beautiful. Know that all you have to do is be yourself, the person you've always been. It's not like you're going to act any different or whatever, though a lot of people would be surprised because you haven't shown who you really are, but you just need to be who you are. That's all. And I love you, whoever you are. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I hope somebody gives you a hug. I've been hugging trees because I don't have no family or friends. I've been hugging trees, but there is this one man in the shelter, Hispanic, shorter than me, young man, that gives me, I think he's given me 3 hugs, but they're so nice. And even though we're told we can't have contact with the staff or the other members because of whatever, but he has given me 3 hugs. And no, not in a sexual manner. Probably more like in the sense of an aunt, like I'm an older sister or an aunt to him. But I appreciate those hugs. But yeah, so I've been giving trees hugs. Have you hugged a tree? But I love you. Have a wondrous day. Have a delicious day. Whatever you take that connotation delicious means or applies to. Have a delicious, superfagilistic, ispialidocious day. I love Mary Poppins. Don't you?